On May 14, 2008, a 19-year-old college student veered his car into a ditch on a dark, desolate Minnesota country road. For 47 minutes, he stayed on the phone with his parents as he walked through the pitched black fields, trying to pinpoint his exact location. Suddenly, he yelled out a final, terrifying phrase, "Oh, shit," and the line went completely dead, leaving behind zero traces of his physical body. This is the disappearance of Brandon Swanson, a modern forensic anomaly, where a human being vanished while actively being tracked. The timeline begins at midnight, following a celebration with classmates after finishing the spring semester at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. Driving home to Marshall, Minnesota, Brandon mistakenly took gravel back roads, misjudged a sharp turn, and high-centered his Chevy Lumina on a steep incline. At 1:54 a.m., he called his parents, asking them to come pick him up, confidently stating he was located near the town of Lind. His parents drove out immediately, flashing their headlights and honking their horn while remaining on the line with Brandon to coordinate their positions. Despite both parties being at the designated location, neither could see the other's lights or hear any acoustic indicators in the silent night. Frustrated by the visual disconnect, Brandon informed his father he was abandoning the vehicle to walk toward the distant glowing lights of Lind. He told his dad to meet him at the parking lot of a local bar, cutting across open fields to save time on his journey. This decision marked the beginning of a 47-minute forensic audio recording of a young man walking directly into a spatial anomaly. During the walk, Brandon's father heard the distinct sound of footsteps crunching against gravel, dry leaves, and the occasional rustle of tall grass. Brandon described walking past several wire fences and hearing the distinct sound of rushing water, which he assumed was a small creek. The conversation was completely casual, showing zero signs of panic, intoxication, or disorientation, suggesting Brandon believed he knew exactly where he was. Then, at precisely 2:33 a.m., Brandon uttered his final exclamation, followed immediately by the sudden, sharp disconnect of the cellular signal. His parents desperately called back over 40 times throughout the morning, but every attempt went straight to voicemail, indicating the phone was destroyed. At 6:30 a.m., local law enforcement was notified, launching an immediate search operation centered around the town of Lind, where Brandon claimed to be. 4 hours, deputies combed the gravel roads, but they found absolutely no sign of Brandon, his Chevy Lumina, or any distinct tire tracks. This massive geographical discrepancy forced investigators to execute a forensic analysis of Brandon's cellular device and tower connection data. The results of the cell tower ping data shocked investigators, revealing that Brandon wasn't anywhere near the town of Lind during the incident. His phone had actually been communicating with a tower located in Taunton, a town over 25 miles away from his reported location. Based on this hard electronic data, search teams relocated and successfully discovered Brandon's abandoned Chevy Lumina, ditched near the Yellow Medicine River. The vehicle showed no signs of internal structural damage, foul play, or struggling, with the keys still missing from the ignition column. This meant Brandon had been walking in the complete opposite direction of his parents, completely blind to the actual geography of the landscape. Armed with the exact starting location, search dogs were deployed, immediately picking up Brandon's scent trailing along a nearby muddy agricultural tractor path. The bloodhounds tracked the scent through a massive gravel pit, across an open field, and directly toward the banks of the Yellow Medicine River. At the river's edge, the dog's behavior shifted dramatically, indicating the scent trail entered the swift-moving water but never emerged on the other side. Investigators hypothesized that Brandon accidentally fell into the river in the dark, explaining his sudden exclamation before the phone short-circuited in water. The Yellow Medicine River was high, fast, and freezing, measuring roughly 15 feet deep with a muddy bottom capable of trapping a human body. For 3 weeks, dive teams, boats with side-scan sonar and cadaver dogs methodically scoured a 2-mile stretch of the riverbed without finding anything. If it drowned, his body or clothing should have surfaced or snagged on fallen debris downstream, yet the river yielded absolutely zero forensic returns. The drowning theory completely collapsed when search dogs trained specifically for dryland tracked Brandon's scent past the river and onto adjacent property. The canine path indicated Brandon crossed the water safely, continuing to walk for several miles through a massive network of uncultivated farmland. His scent trail finally terminated abruptly at the edge of a remote gravel road, suggesting he either entered a vehicle or completely vanished. Over 500 volunteers, mounted searchers, and low-flying aircraft systematically swept the entire county, checking every single abandoned barn, well, and tank. Forensic investigators noted a bizarre anomaly regarding Brandon's phone. It remained functional and active long after the initial call was suddenly dropped. Records show the phone continued to communicate with the Taunton Tower for several days, indicating it wasn't submerged in water or destroyed instantly. If the phone was active and dry, why did Brandon fail to answer his parents' frantic calls? And why did the line disconnect mid-sentence? Some criminal analysts theorize foul play, suggesting Brandon stumbled upon an illegal operation or was struck by a vehicle on that remote gravel road. However, there were zero signs of automated braking marks, biological fluids, or physical debris on the road where the canine scent trail ended. A biological theory suggests terminal burrowing caused by severe hypothermia, where a freezing brain commands the body to hide in a tiny space. Under this condition, victims crawl into deep animal burrows or under thick brush, making their remains virtually impossible to detect from the surface. Yet, despite extensive seasonal agricultural plowing and modern harvesting equipment operating in those fields for nearly 2 decades, nothing has ever turned up. Brandon Swanson left his car with a working phone, full consciousness, and a direct audio lifeline to his family. Yet he slipped into obscurity. His disappearance led to the passage of Brandon's Law in Minnesota, forcing police to investigate adult missing person reports without an arbitrary waiting period. We have analyzed the final declassified audio profiling reports, which indicate that the background noise heard during the final seconds contained a low mechanical frequency. This specific frequency matched the exact acoustic signature of a heavy-duty industrial fan, typically used in deep subterranean facility ventilation systems. What makes this discovery terrifying is the location. The frequency coordinates point to an area miles away from any known town, road, or structure listed on the official state map, which leaves us with one chilling question. What really happened to Brandon Swanson that night? Was it just a tragic, freak accident in the dark? Or did he stumble onto something he was never supposed to find? What do you think? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you love diving into these unsolved mysteries, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one, only here on Forgotten Clues.